Sir, what do you think the best style of leadership is?
Well, that's there is no best style. I'd say that the best style is that the leader must be authentic. Leadership is highly individualized. The leader must be authentic. And we come at this, as Americans, we come at this at a very westernized, it's culturally dependent. What are considered the common traits of leadership in the U.S. Army, the Western militaries, the Marines and stuff like that, they work for people who've come up under our culture. They may not be as necessarily as useful in some other armies. There are different leadership styles that are effective in, say, the Republic of Korea Army or the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force or the Russian Army or something like that. So again, I don't think that there's any specific one style of leadership that works. The number one thing I'd say is you have to be authentic. Are there some common traits? Absolutely. I think what distinguishes great leaders from good leaders or just average leaders are they have to set an example. I mean, that's kind of common sense, you would think, but it's not absolute. It's not absolute, but they have to be able to set a good example, a good personal example in their behaviors and their attitude and those kind of things. I found that people who are good communicators, well-spoken, strong writers tend to be better, tend to have better, stronger leader qualities. But again, not an absolute. But they do tend to, when you pair all these things, when you marry all these things together, I think they tend to be more useful in building better leaders. But again, I don't think that there's any one thing. You know, I'll throw this out there. We hear the term micromanagement, for instance. And everyone assumes, oh, micromanagement is a bad thing, it's a bad thing and bad thing. And in most cases it is. Absolutely it is, especially in the mission command philosophy, mission command doctrine that is inherent in the U.S. Army especially. But there are specific instances that you're going to be micromanaged at the, at the specialist level, at the colonel level, at the general officer level, depending on the specifics of the instance and the gravity of the situation. And now if it's you're repeatedly being micromanaged, then that's a problem. Obviously, there's a trust issue. There's probably a trust issue. But there are going to be specific instances when you're going to be micromanaged, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That is a leadership technique, and it is appropriate to use in specific times. So it's kind of become this automatic pejorative that, oh, I'm being micromanaged. Well, there may be a good reason for it.